Hello, my name is Corey Salka. I was here a couple of years ago and spoke to you then about panoramic power energy sensing. I'd like to start today with a couple of observations. First observation is we're not getting any younger. In fact, we're getting older at a much faster rate than ever before. Second observation is that many of us don't live near our families. And the combination of these two things creates a huge problem for society in the next coming years. So the question is, how do we age in place in a transient society where we don't live close to our family? So I've been working in the areas of decision support, OLAP, business intelligence, big data. Every decade it has a new name, but I've been doing that for about 30 years. But I also want to talk to you about my grandma Dorothy. So here's Grandma Dorothy and I when I was one. If I fast forward 50 years, more than 50 years, when my grandmother was 97, she complained one day that she was tired a lot. And of course, the response she got from most people was, well, you're 97, of course you're tired. And so she complained again a couple of weeks later, and finally by the time she complained for the third time, people paid attention. And what was out of the ordinary here was not that she was tired, but that she complained 3 times, because she wasn't generally a complainer. And so we looked a little deeper, and we discovered that for a period of about 6 weeks, my grandmother had been waking up and taking her sleeping pill. Not at all an uncommon situation, but an example of a kind of random thing that can occur. So I began to ask myself, is there anything out there that could have picked up on this problem sooner? So the area of connected medical devices and home medical devices is exploding. There are times when these are really great solutions. These kind of solutions are great when you already have a known problem. If I'm a diabetic, I'm taking my glucose, but if I'm not, I'm not. And therefore, that kind of approach, that is measuring discrete problems, doesn't work very well with an aging population that can have all kinds of random problems occur. So in the case of my grandmother, really nothing out there would have picked up on the problem, which led me to wonder, are we looking in the wrong place? Are we looking at the wrong data, perhaps? So we know a few things about senior well-being. We know that when their socialization patterns, their activity levels, and their daily living patterns are stable, that's a pretty good proxy for doing well. And when someone develops a medical condition or a psychological condition, very, very often it's going to affect the patterns that occur in this space. So how might we measure that or try and figure it out? 4 years ago, Dick Morley presented a session here called Data Mining the Environment, where he basically suggested that if you measure enough things, all you have to really do is look at the anomalies to give you pointers as to where the problems are going to occur. What gets hard in this scenario, though, is personal context. So what if we had a bag of sensors, if you will? What if we had a way of measuring our activities and ourselves to inform us about changes that are occurring? Well, the world is exploding with data sources that we interact with every day. And if we can cull these data from various sources, what you end up with is a cadence of how someone lives their life. And these things may not be prescriptive. That is, if I normally wake up at 8 a.m. and one day I'm not up till 10, it doesn't tell you why that's occurring, but it does function very effectively as an early warning signal for virtually any kind of problem that's out there. Now, when I talk to older people about this, one of the things they tell me is, well, what I want is something so my kids stop bugging me. Because the tension goes both ways here. And so I found this photo aging app that aged me another 25 years. And if I fast forward and try and imagine for myself what it is that I want total control over this information. I want technology that's invisible. I don't want to be reminded of this all the time. It should just work the way I work. I want somebody that understands me as unique, as distinct from my dog or my wife. And I want things that are going to be helpful to me first and foremost. And once I've got that, then I can go on to begin to offer some kind of reassurances to my kids and so on. So I will ask everyone here what all of you might want in 2040 for aging in place scenarios, and I encourage you to come up and speak with me afterwards. Thank you.